Hello and welcome to Brett's Picks. I'm Gwen Schroyer. This is Brett Whitehead. How you doing, Brett?
Good.
We're going to talk about college football picks and hopefully give you some insight on which games we think might be better than others and who might win each of these games. Brett, this is getting close to the end of the season for football. I think we have maybe 3 more weeks before we have the conference championships, and this is when it sums up who's the better of the bunch. And Tennessee is doing really well pulling up from behind. We don't want to talk Tennessee all day, but Tennessee-Georgia week is pretty tough. And we'll get to that in a little bit. First, let's take a look at our rankings based on who is making picks and doing better than others. And at the top of the list, yeah, right there. Who is that, Brett?
Gwen Schroyer.
That's right. One. God, it's fun for you to say that every week.
Landon's tied with Thompson
and Payne.
And look who's down at the bottom.
Yeah, Eli Dunn at number 5. He moved up. Mr. Rich
at number
Mr.
6.
Garrett. And you were tied number 7 with Garrett German. And then, of course, Dills, Sweet Pea, and Coach
10.
Carpenter, who we saw this morning.
We heard on the radio this morning.
Yeah, he was doing an interview with Gary Ownby. That was great. We love Coach Carpenter, what he's doing for the Bear basketball team. All right, first game of the week, we're going to talk about Oklahoma. Now, Oklahoma's been up and down, but they're ranked number 8. Anybody in the top 10 is good. They're playing at number 13 Baylor. This is a Big Ten Conference game, and who do you have in this one?
I have Oklahoma.
Oklahoma. That game at 12 o'clock on Fox. Next game we have Mississippi State traveling over eastbound to number 17 Auburn. Noon game on ESPN. Who do you have in this one?
I have Auburn.
Auburn with the win.
And that game is on ESPN.
ESPN. You know what that stands for?
No.
I don't either. All right, next game. Minnesota playing a rivalry against number 20 Iowa. Big Ten Network game has that at 3:30. Who do you have?
I have Iowa.
Iowa for the win.
At home.
At home. The Iowa Hawkeyes. Did you know that was the mascot? The Hawkeyes? Okay. Next game we have is USC playing a huge rivalry. California.
Going to California.
Yep, that's just down the road from them.
I'm going
3:30 game
USC.
on Fox Sports. USC for the win. Okay, USC. And that is one of those games that the East Coast loves, those kind of rivalries. We don't know much about that here on the West Coast loves those rivalries. We don't know much about it on the East Coast.
And that game's at 3:30.
3:30, which is really early for them. Okay, next game, we have South Carolina at Missouri. The Tigers at home facing a winning South Carolina team beating Florida this past week. 4 o'clock game on SEC Network. Who do you have, Brett?
I'm going with Missouri.
Missouri at home. Okay. Next game we have is number 11, Texas A&M playing Lane Kiffin's number 15, Ole Miss. 7 o'clock game, ESPN 2. Who do you have?
I'm going with Ole Miss.
Ole Miss, the
Lane
Rebels.
A former coach.
That's right, Lane Kiffin, the Rebels coach. Next game, number 16, North Carolina State playing number 12, Wake Forest. Who do you have?
I'm going with Wake Forest.
Wake Forest at home.
NC State.
NC, North Carolina State. Yep. Wake Forest with the win at home. 7:30 game. Next we have number 25, Arkansas at LSU.
I'm going with Arkansas.
Arkansas. 7:30 game on SEC Network. And this game I know you want to talk to me about. Here it is, Brett, the big one. The really big one.
Oh, my God.
Number 1, Georgia in Knoxville playing Tennessee, 3:30 p.m. on CBS. Who do you have in this big game?
I'm going with Georgia.
Oh, my goodness. Cut through the heart. Cutting me down.
You know why?
Because you're wearing a Tennessee shirt?
No, the men played last night and they won.
Yeah, and so you're picking Georgia?
Yeah. You know why?
Because the men played last night and they won.
The basketball balls.
Yeah, so that's why you're picking Georgia?
Yeah.
Okay, and you're wearing a Tennessee shirt?
Yeah. They played UT Martin last night. They won 90-62.
I know something you don't know, Brett.
What?
Tennessee's going to win that game. And you're going to come back next week and wear a Georgia shirt? I don't know. We'll figure that one out next week. So let's talk about high school football. We're in playoff season right now, week number 2. First game you want to talk about, of course, is our home game. Tell us who it is and what time.
Bradley, we played Jefferson County Friday night, last Friday night.
And we beat them.
24-21.
That was a nice game.
And there was another game, it just happened.
What was it?
It was Science Hill and Farragut.
Playing at the same time. And their game ended a little bit later because they went into overtime.
Science Hill lost to Farragut 57-56. Farragut won that game.
They went for 2 after
and they got
their
it.
final touchdown. And they got it. So Farragut coming back into Bear Stadium, and this one means a lot. This is week number 2. You got to keep winning to keep playing. So Bradley hosting Farragut. That game's at 7 o'clock. You can listen to it where?
On Talk Corner 1.3.
And?
The only radio station is covering our game.
Well, also Mix 104. It'll be on both.
Yeah.
And you can also watch it on NFHS Network. You have to be a subscriber. Go to NFHSnetwork.com, subscribe, and select Bradley Central as your school of choice, and you will get updates and be able to watch any postseason game that comes along. The next game you want to talk about is another big one because the winner of the ones we just talked about is going to play this matchup. Who is it? Westridge? That's a tongue tangler, isn't it? Westridge playing
Maryville. That's the team that Cleveland played. That's the team that Cleveland played.
Yes. So Westridge beat Cleveland.
And they're out.
And Cleveland's out.
Walker Valley's out too.
Walker Valley lost out too, yeah. They lost to Carnes, is that right?
No, it was Powell.
Powell, I'm sorry. Powell.
It was Powell. No. Oodawal played Powell.
Okay, so they played Carnes.
Yeah.
And they lost. Anyway, back to the other game. Maryville is hosting Westridge. The winner of that game will play the winner of the Bradley Farragut game. So
on the 19th,
brackets narrowing down.
On the 19th.
Next week.
And McMinn County's playing Powell.
McMinn County going to Powell. Powell is ranked number 1 in their region.
That's the team Oodawal played them, and they're out.
That's right. And the other game in that bracket is Carnes and Ray County, with Ray County being the number 1 in their region, and they are hosting that game. So that should be a good matchup. A couple more games.
Here's a good one, and this is going to be the last one. Elizabethton, Anderson County.
That is a good one. And Elizabethton's been really playing well lately. And of course, they whooped up on some teams recently. They whooped up on Ray County, for example. Ray County is a great team.
That former coach used to be at Elizabethton.
Yes, he did.
Dylan Sanford's brother.
Yes.
Brett.
And he's with us now.
Yeah.
Anything else you want to talk about? Okay, well, there's a lot of football for you.
And we'll keep you up to date on the bracket.
That's right. So if you'll listen to the radio or watch us on NFHS, Brett will call in and give some score updates during the game so you can keep up with it.
Text you.
He'll give us the updates and we'll share it with you.
And with Gary Owenby too.
And Gary Owenby. Of course, it's a big bunch of people that make all that work.
And I will keep you posted right here on Brett's Picks on Wednesdays.
On Wednesdays or Thursdays.
On Thursdays.
Yeah, Wednesdays or Thursdays.
Of next week.
Yeah, next week. So we'll have another Brett's Picks next week. Until then, we'll see you
on the sideline.